Hello, this is Vicky from Spellbound, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy pair of autumnal earrings. So to make this pair of earrings you're going to need some size 10 seed beads. I'm using scarab green. I've got 2 each of 3 colours of our bluebell shaped flowers. I'm using the autumnal oranges. You're going to need a pair of clock crimps, a pair of 5mm jump rings and a pair of ear wires. I've got a size 10 needle threaded with approximately 1 metre of ash Nymo, and I've tied a keeper bead about 15 centimetres or so from the end of the thread. That keeper bead is going to end up sitting inside the clock crimp, so I'm just going to do that now. So I've just threaded the needle through the clock crimp, and then I'm going to start by picking up 22 seed beads. So that's 5, 21, 22. Okay, bring those up towards the clock crimp, and then I'm going to pick up, these are the 3 for this earring. I'm going to pick up one of the beads, so I've gone for the darkest one, and then I'm going to pick up a seed bead. Now, because I'm using the scarab mix, I'm going to try and pick up one that's a little bit greener rather than one that's a little bit bluer, just to sit inside the flower cup. So we'll bring that up. We'll leave aside that last bead we've just picked up, and we're going to go back up through all of these beads that we've just added. Like so. I'm going to come back up to the top. We're going to go through the hole in the clock crimp as well, and it's actually taken the needle straight through it. We're actually going to come back up through the hole in the keeper bead as well. Now we want to tension that strand so you can't see any thread, but we still want it to fall nicely. We don't want it to be too rigid, because if we're going to do a rigid earring it's much easier to do it on head pins. Okay, so now I'm going to leave aside the keeper bead. I'm going to come back through the hole in the clot and back through that first bead there. So that'll just give us like a central point at the top of the earring. So now I'm going to make the next strand, and I'm going to pick up 15 seed beads this time. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Again, we'll pick up the next flower that we're using, and a greenish bead to use in the middle, and then we're going to come back up through all of those beads to the top of the strand, back up through that single one that's sitting on its own, up through, and then we'll go through the keeper bead, back through the clot, and out through that bead again, underneath again. Okay, so there we go. And then the third strand, we'll do the shortest strand, and this time we'll just pick up 7, and through the third bead, and there we go. And I've picked up the bead for underneath, and we'll come up and back up through all of these beads, and up through the hole in the top. Whoops. And again, just make sure you've got no loose threads or anything, and see, check that your beads are dangling nicely. I'm happy with that. I think that's really quite sweet, but I think it might need a leaf, so let's have a look. So through the keeper bead again, and you just try not to get your thread caught around the clock crimp, and back down, just through the hole in the clock crimp this time, which I'm making look very, very difficult. It is starting to get a little bit full of thread now, but there's still plenty of room. Okay, so what we'll do is we will pick up 2 beads for a stem, and then we'll pick up 7 seed beads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll leave aside the last bead that we've threaded, whoops, up through the one above. There, so we've got a little point on the bottom. Then we'll pick up 4 more beads, and we're going to come out through the 3rd bead that we threaded on, because we'd left 2 for the stem, so that's the first of the beads that we've added. Yep, there she says. Okay, and then we've got ourselves a little pointed leaf, which I think just adds to the earring. So we'll come up to the top, and through, and again we'll just add a second leaf, whoops, which we'll do in exactly the same way, but this time we'll leave a slightly long, we'll have a slightly longer stem. Okay, just trying to avoid going through the hole at the top of the flower dangle there. So there's 1 leaf. So this time we'll have 4 beads for the stem, and again we'll pick up 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Miss the last one, go up through the one above. Pick up 4, 2, 3, 4. And this time we want to go back up through the 5th bead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. And all of the beads above. Like so. Caught my flower, let's just catch that. And again, we'll bring that head needle back up through the top. Now, the needle has gone up through the keeper bead here, but it actually doesn't matter if you don't this time, because what we're going to do is we're going to take the 2 ends of the thread and we're going to tie them in. We'll use a single knot and then we'll tie a double knot. We'll pull that down like so, and then we will trim these tails. And then just with my fingers, I'm just going to close that cup up, and what it will do is it will sit over the top of that keeper bead. Just going to need to use a pair of pliers just to squeeze that. And it will bring everything together above. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this hook on the, I'm going to turn this hook on the top of the clock crimp around to make a loop there, and then I'm going to use 6mm jump ring and a second pair of pliers. Sorry, it's a 5mm jump ring, not a 6mm jump ring. I'm just going to open that up, go through the loop I've made on the top of the clock crimp, through the loop on the ear wire, and close that back up. And there we have a simple autumnal earring. So I'll make a second one to match, and then I can go out and take all the compliments that I'm given. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Any questions, any queries, just get in touch with us. You can find us on social media if you use the hashtag #MadeItWithSpellbound. Thank you.